Cancer, welcome to your November readings. Let's draw some oracle cards first and find out what's happening in November. It is looking to be quite an exciting month. I'm seeing this one as well, which certainly is in terms of the signs that I have read for so far. So pretty magnificent. These readings are appropriate for anyone with a sun sign Cancer, moon sign Cancer. If you've got moon as your ascendant, your rising sign, or indeed any number of cards in Cancer, this will be a good reading for you. And of course, you can cross-watch for friends and family and partners and potential partners. So let's check in and see what we see. I'm seeing this one and this one for you, my lovely Cancers. Let's look at your oracle cards first. You have Mercury, many thoughts, many words, the awareness of. Analyze, communicate, freedom, your circle of friends, 11th house, your hopes and wishes, do it for the future, humanity's sake. Let your mind tell you how to, and let go. Okay. We also have prayer and insecurity. Okay. This is interesting. I think the letting go literally is of an insecurity. I don't think this is letting go of your circle of friends. I think it's letting go of an insecurity that says, that stops you actually from being able to enjoy something or someone, a group, perhaps a community group, to enjoy people who are immediately around you, to communicate freely, just to be you. If any of you are looking for love, I'm not seeing a massive indication of love, and we haven't yet drawn your tarot cards, but if any of you are single and looking for love, we have two beautiful birds here, swifts or swallows, tying these knots together. I just feel there's some area of your world that connects with people. As I said, if it's love, then you're not possibly telling somebody how you feel. And it would be really helpful to do so. We're seeing only positivity coming through here in terms of telling someone how you feel, being open about how you feel, talking about your feelings, communicating clearly. If there's a project you want to move forwards, whatever this is about speaking openly and letting go of any insecurities. I almost feel as though for some of you, it's almost like you're so worried about perhaps how you might be received. You'd almost walk away rather than actually say to somebody. You know, it would be like if there was someone you really fancied and you're at a party or you work with them and you see them every day, but you know, and you've talked to everybody else in the office except for the one person you really like, even though you could have a chat with them when you're making coffee in the morning, but and you've chatted with everybody, but not the one person you really like. I almost feel you could walk away or try and convince yourself that they'll be better or there's some reason why you shouldn't talk to them. But there's something here about expressing something openly and literally getting out of your own way, because I think it's insecurities that are in the way. Let's see if we can get more information from my lovely Cancers. I think it's stopping you from, for some people, it literally is stopping you from tying the knot. If there's someone you really like and you want to propose, but you haven't, you're dating someone. There's something here. We've got the Star. These cards are magnificent. We have the Star, which is really, really something you really want. We have the Devil. Look at you, the person here with their hands over their ears. It's like, right, I'm just not listening to how I feel because, I don't want to, I'm too tied up in insecurity. If there's any conflict around you, I'm not seeing immediate conflict, but the same applies. You need to tell somebody how you feel. The Hanged Man. We have the Eight of Wands. Let me move these along because we need to make space for all these cards. So, Hanged Man, Eight of Wands. We have, oh, look at this, Page of Cups and the Empress. Right. I'm not seeing any area of conflict beyond the conflict within you. My dearest Cancers, I feel this is almost potentially going to be the shortest reading that I've done. They've been very long readings today, actually. But do you know what? Your message is so clear for November. It really is. Work out what you want to say and say it. Work out how you feel and communicate it. Don't let your insecurities get in the way. Look at the beautiful Cancer crab for you. Let go of any fears, because I think the moment you actually say what you really, really want, it's look at the spark, the energy, and you have the Eight of Wands followed by the Page of Cups and the Empress. This is a card of happiness, abundance, wonderfulness. My lovely Cancers, I hadn't expected, well, not that, I was going to say I hadn't expected this in your reading. I don't expect anything in any of the readings. I never know what's going to come through. But it just almost feels like you're being given a message. It's almost like, right, instead of us looking at the month for Cancer, I am going to do extended readings. So maybe we will look in more depth at the month and how it unfolds and lots of extra information for you. I'll work out at the end of the reading what we're going to look at and let you know, and then you can tune in with them if you want to. But right now, it just feels as though Spirit wishes to just give you a message. My lovely Cancers, get out of your own way. Say how it is. Cut the cords of self-doubt. Say what you think, because this is going to move forwards magnificently. There is real prosperity coming from a proper, healthy, wonderful conversation in which you talk about the way that you feel. It's so clear, so clear. Wow. What else can we glean from your cards for you? Let's just sit with your energy, my lovely Cancer. The Devil is really standing out to me. Almost, I wonder if there actually will be an opportunity given to you, offered to you. So if I go back to using the same example that I was using, there's someone you really like at work and you've talked to every single person but them, and if you see them heading to the coffee area, you run in the other direction, kind of thing, that sort of flavour. But this is sort of almost suggests that somebody might actually reach out to you, and you would need to hear it to not block it due to insecurity. Now, I've used the example of a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily, this won't be about love for all of you. I mean, that was just an example of illustrating the energy. It could be like wanting a promotion but never asking for it. And even getting to the point where you're looking elsewhere for a job, for a position, when in fact, the very, very job that you really, really want would be offered to you. What if you're working full-time and you want to move to part-time? But you've never asked. But you've already sort of assumed you won't get what you want, so you've never asked. Well, I think if you ask, I actually feel there'll be an opportunity. It would almost be like then suddenly, if we use that example, suddenly your boss says, I'm going to bring our Christmas appraisals forward into November because, Christmas is going to be really busy. We're all going to have time away at different times. We're going to be flat out. Let's have our appraisals for the end of the year now. So, and then they sit down and say, so what are your goals? What would you like? What's the shape of the world you want to move into or develop here with us? And there's an opportunity for you to say, do you have the courage to let go of your insecurities and say, I'd really like to work part-time, or I'd really like to change my working pattern to XYZ. And they say, well, we'll certainly have a think about it. We wouldn't want to lose you under any on any count. And so they go off and they look at it, they think about it, and they come back and make you an offer. It's fantastic. It's exactly what you needed. This is what we're seeing. It's like there's the potential to collaborate, and there is a freedom that comes from voicing something clearly, because until you do, I don't think other people know what it is that you're asking for or that you would like. It's like, as long as you keep it close to your chest, then people can't respond. It would be like a friendship group, and you're just going along with what everybody is suggesting you do every weekend, but it's not actually what you want to do, but you've also never told them, so they don't know. And this would be about, maybe somebody says to you, yeah, we're thinking about doing another weekend, doing such and such, and have you got any ideas? What would you like to do? And you're like, you could just say, oh, I'll go along with whatever you want. Or alternatively, you could say, do you know what I've always really wanted to do? How about this? And then everyone goes, wow, we'd never thought of that. That would be amazing. We'd love to. So all these examples that I'm giving, the energy of your reading, Cancer, is that in November, and it just feels like a massive message for you, in November, I think someone will literally ask you how you feel. And it's about getting out of your own way and being able to state exactly what you would like. And I think you'll get a favourable result in the immediacy of your will, because I almost feel like you might be going in that, where you weigh things up in your own mind and you're overthinking, overanalyzing, and going over and over, and then you end up almost starting to plan your different options because you've already talked yourself into believing you're not going to get what you want. Okay? And this reading is suggesting that if you do really think about what you want to say and you voice it honestly, that you will get what you want. This is your reading, Cancer. I don't think we've had a reading this month that's been so clearly bringing you a specific message. I think what we'll do in the extended readings, I always put them on Patreon and in the YouTube members area. It's my way of sort of saying thank you to all of the people over there for their additional support. And I'm going to ask for more detail about what's actually going on around you. I'm also going to ask if there's anything you need to know or anything that could be helpful in guidance about the insecurities. What's stopping you from saying what you want? And guidance about how to perhaps overcome that. And we'll probably have a sneaky peek to look at how this then unfolds, because that might give you the incentive to really go for the goal that you really, really want, whatever that might be. So I think that's what we're going to do in the extendeds. My beautiful Cancers, it's an honour to read for you. Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful souls, I look forward to seeing you for some other readings, either the extendeds if you wish to. I'll put the links to Patreon and the YouTube members in a comment as well as in the description box. I may also maybe see you on the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot channel. I have two channels. This is where I put my all zodiac sign readings. The other one is where I pretty much upload a reading every day, often pick a card readings or shorts. So there's loads of guidance there. And for all of you who have expressed an interest in my tarot course for the month of November, it was guided by a reading. The course is actually half price, so I'll put a link to that as well. Beautiful souls, tons of love, and I'll see you soon.